Michigan no longer has the highest unemployment rate in the U.S., but it's still close at more than 13%. And with the lack of jobs, 1 in every 7 people in Michigan lives below the poverty line, bringing poverty, the rate there, to more than 14%. Some help from Washington is coming. Congress recently approved about $318 million for Michigan schools and about $380 million more for Medicaid. But as we mentioned, the key here really is the data showing that Michigan's unemployment rate is improving. It has been falling for the past 4 months. And in addition to funds for Michigan schools, the federal government also is giving the state $1.3 billion for electric car battery plants and making it really the poster child for the new manufacturing era. We are joined now by the governor of Michigan, Jennifer Granholm. Governor, thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk first about manufacturing, because we've seen some sort of up and down data points around the country for manufacturing, but we know the Obama administration has a goal to double manufacturing, and Michigan's been doing quite well. So what have you been doing right there? Is it all about the revival in the auto industry? Is it about your foray into green energy? What's the story?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a combination of things. Last month, Michigan, of all states, the state that's been the most challenged for this past decade, led the nation of the 37 states that added payroll jobs. We added 27,000 payroll jobs. About 20,000 of those, Matt, were in manufacturing. The question is, how do you crack the code on how you can make stuff in America in a global economy and be competitive? And so that's what we've really been focused on. One of the ways you do that is by having a significant public-private partnership to make the good business case for these manufacturers to locate here. And one of the business cases that was made possible thanks to the federal government and the Obama administration is the battery grants that you were just talking about. In fact, in the past year, 1 year, last August, the vice president came to Michigan and said we were going to get these battery grants. Not even we, the private sector was. We pancaked what the private sector did with public incentives from the state. And that means just in the past year, 16 companies have chosen to come to Michigan who will be manufacturing the lithium-ion battery or supplying it. And those 16 companies are slotted to create 62,000 jobs. So it's an example of making sure that the breakthrough technologies are partnered with by the government, whether it's the federal government or the state government or both, to make sure it's a competitive business case. And we've also got, Matt, and you may not be aware of this, but the new president of the UAW has taken an entirely different tact, and I think your viewers will be interested in this, which is he spoke at a management briefing seminar 2 weeks ago in Traverse City for the auto industry, and what he said was the old UAW, the 20th century UAW, maybe had a purpose and did things well in the 20th century, but the 21st century UAW is totally different, and their focus is going to be on partnering with management to be globally competitive, having flexible contracts. That kind of approach where you're obsessed with quality and where you can say to the world, if you want to manufacture great products and get those quality awards, come to a place that has that kind of workforce. That's a different spin than what we're used to hearing. So it's a combination of things that has caused manufacturing to rebound in Michigan.
Well, and it kind of leans into my next question, Governor, and that is, you know, we see the revival in the auto industry, and there's a pickup in the popularity of electric batteries, electric-powered cars, but is this a sustainable gain? Do you think that Michigan has to look forward to the boom and bust times that we've seen in the past?
Well, that's why there has to be a long-term commitment to the electrification of the vehicle. And I think that this is a genie that's out of the bottle that you cannot put back in, which is a good thing. I think the initial subsidies for this breakthrough technology, both on the manufacturing end as well as on the consumer end, are necessary. As you know, with any major technology breakthrough, it's expensive at first until you can commercialize it and take it to scale. That's why you need those upfront subsidies. But very shortly, the electric vehicle will be at par with the internal combustion engine. And really, that's what people want to know. Is it easy? Can I plug it in at home? Right. Will I not have to buy gas? This vehicle contributes to the U.S.'s independence from foreign oil. And all of that is very good. And it's a national need.